Hello, this is Pam Dunwell from Patient Advocate Match. We are really super excited. We're getting ready to launch our directory of healthcare services, and I am super excited. I've got Lauri here, and she is one of our healthcare listings that's going to be available on our directory site. So I'd like to introduce you to Jill and have her talk a little bit about her services and her company and see how her services can benefit you. So welcome, Jill, if you'd like to tell us a little bit about you and your company.
Hi, thank you for having me, Pam. It's nice to be here. And I always love to talk with and about the animals. So, my services all fall under the umbrella of helping us as humans heal with animals. And to do that, I offer a number of different services. Firstly, I'm an animal communicator, which means that I telepathically communicate with animals. So that's sort of mind to mind. And the animals communicate in a number of different ways. It may be a thought that they send me in my mind, it might be a feeling, it might be an idea, it might be an image. And what I do with people is we have a conversation back and forth where the animals share information and I relay that to their person. And then if the person has particular questions, I relay that back to the animal. And we just have a dialogue back and forth. So the animal communication services is one of the things that I offer. And, within that, I work with people whose animals have passed over. So I also communicate with all species and animals who have passed over. And people find that very helpful in terms of alleviating any kind of guilt or shame or kind of any leftover business or questions about their animals passing. And people really seem to find that helpful in helping them to gain some closure and moving forward. I also work with people who are wanting to make decisions about their animals' care, either to ask the animals about what they think in terms of keeping their wellness headed in the right direction, or when there are particular health issues to make decisions with the animals. And then also when animals are missing, you get that pit in your stomach. There's nothing like that when you realize that that your beloved pet has either ran away or is missing. And people find that very helpful in terms of being able to hear how the animal's doing, to be able to calm down, and then to hear actual directions from the animal, what it is that they're wanting. Sometimes animals are just off on an adventure, and sometimes they don't even feel like they want or need the person to be looking for them. And that helps people to really calm down and feel more comfortable in terms of what the situation is, and to really be able to understand the reason for the animal's disappearance and what's going on, and then to make decisions based on that. So, the animal communication is one aspect of my business. And all of my social media and my website is through healingwithanimals.com, because that's what it's all about. And everything I do is either communicating with the animals directly or inspired by animals in nature. So I also offer coaching services, which is animal and nature inspired, to help people transform in their personal or business lives. And with the coaching, I do two specialty areas. One is pet loss coaching for people who are grieving the loss of their animals, to really help them move through the process in healthy ways that honor their grief and their animals. And then I also do veterinarian coaching, which is targeted for veterinarians and other pet professionals to really navigate the unique challenges of their work.
Awesome. And Jill, tell a little bit about your background and your credentials and how you and how you were inspired to move into working so much with pets.
Mm. Yeah, well, I've always adored animals. And over the years, I've done some rescue work, some healing work, animal advocacy work. And I actually, my greatest inspiration in working with animals was my dog, Misty, who passed over many years ago. And at some point, when she was fairly young, she was diagnosed with cancer. And I knew she had more living to do. And my favorite Misty story is after surgery, she was in the recuperation room, and I was glaring through the window, not really thinking I would see her at all, but just because what else was there to do? And then out of the blue, she came strutting down the hallway in a cast, and nobody could explain how she got there. And I knew in that moment that Misty had more living to do and that it was up to me to find the resources to help her to do that. And so I did a lot of research into holistic healing, and that also led me to spirituality. And, that just opened up possibilities and things that I just had no idea about. And so, over the years, I proceeded to move forward with that. I counseled people who were grieving the loss of animals. I have a master's in social work. I also have my MBA and have sort of integrated that in everything that I do in terms of my work with animals. And then after Hurricane Sandy, um, going through something like a hurricane really shakes you up. And I realized that it was time to do the work that I truly came here to do, which was integrating everything that came before and really opening up to listening to the animals in a very direct way and working collaboratively with them. That's a big word to get out. And really, I think of myself as being in partnership with the animals, so that everything I do is being a voice for them, either directly relaying what they're sharing with me or being inspired by them.
That's awesome. What an amazing gift, to have. So, Jill, I'm going to ask you another question. What was it about the directory that maybe, urged you to come on board and to join the directory of services?
Yeah, well, one of the messages I get repeatedly from the animals is how much they love us and how much they consider themselves part of our families. So, whenever we're making decisions, whether it's about their health care or about situations in the family, they are very much a part of it and they want to be a part of those decisions. Aside from adoring us and offering us unconditional love, which, those of us who live with animals get, our animals also have great wisdom to share with us. They're very powerful beings and they have access to wisdom that a lot of times we don't realize. And they want to be part of those decisions. So it's really an honor to be part of a directory which is geared towards helping people navigate difficult and challenging times in their lives. And the animals want to be in on it. They want to be part of it. So they want to be part and partnering with their people and helping their people move through these situations.
Thanks for that. Next question I have for you, Jill, is what is one of your greatest accomplishments that you can recall?
I'd have to say that my greatest accomplishment has been stepping up to the plate and being a voice for the animals in a very direct way. For many years, I advocated for animals and I advocated for animal friendly laws. And this is sort of taking it to a new level this is actually relaying what the animals themselves want to share, which is sometimes aligned with what I might think they would want me to share. And sometimes there are some differences because animals have their own voice. So I think really being willing to embrace that, something that I had never anticipated that I would do, um, I think really allowed me to access my courage and to step up to the plate in that way. So I think that's what I'm most proud of.
That's awesome because that does take courage. I'm sure, over this time when you've decided, that you had this gift and being able to use animals in such an amazing way, that I'm sure that you maybe come across some people that don't believe very much. And so I, it's some people have, trouble, understanding things we can't see, touch, and feel. And for you to have the courage to be able to grab a hold of that gift that you have is amazing. So I really, really admire you for that. So thanks for sharing that. So Jill, describe what your ideal client would be. Who is the type of person that you can help? And I know we touched a little bit on here, but if there's somebody out there that you can help, what does that person look like?
Yeah, I think it's somebody who truly loves and respects animals and is interested in deepening their relationship with animals, and open to the possibilities. There was a time where I did not think it was possible, and I've learned so many things in the process of opening up to possibilities, that things have and opportunities have presented themselves to me that I never would have thought would have been possible. So somebody who is open, someone also who is experiencing some kind of pain point in their lives. It might be a transitional time, it might be a health issue, something related to themselves, their families, their career, and also to, in their animals' lives as well. And is really open to hearing the wisdom that the animals have to share with them, and to understand that it all comes with so much unconditional love for them.
I think that's an amazing point because those of us that have pets and have animals, I mean, you can have the worst day of work and come home and be crabby and grouchy and and that pet just showers their love on you, unconditionally, like you say. And it's amazing because we're all human, and I don't know that we say that there's a human in our life that gives that same unconditional love that our pet does. And so it's an amazing comfort, I think. So okay, we're going to switch gears just for as we're winding down these last couple of questions. So, Jill, what do you like to do for fun? What does Jill look like when she's not working?
Hmm. I am out on the beach doing a walking meditation or out in nature. One of the things that I love about my life now is that I've created a very authentic lifestyle. So I am me, whether I'm working, playing, and animals and nature are just my passion. And that's what I love to do most.
Awesome. And I know we missed over this part, but Jill, could you tell everybody where you're located? Where do you live?
Sure. I'm in New York City. I work with clients remotely, either by Zoom or by phone. So, people can be located anywhere.
Mhm.
And yeah,
Awesome. So one last question, and then we're going to wrap it up. So the last question is moving forward. So say in the next few years, what does your future business look like for you? What do you envision your business looking like?
well, I'll tell you, I think the world right now is at a crossroads and a time where there's a lot of healing and a lot of transformation that's needed. And so what I'm doing is staying very open and listening to animals in nature to hear where I can best be of service. And what I've learned is when I stay open without having my own preconceived notions about what I could, should be doing and how I can best be of service, then the inspiration comes to me. So, so that's really my plan, to keep staying open. What I'm hearing from the animals is that they want to partner with us, that we have a lot of work to do in terms of shifting things on this planet. And they want to be our partners in doing it. There's a saying, I think Einstein said something along the lines of that we can't solve a problem with the same mindset that created it. And that's absolutely true. So we need to be open to new ways of thinking about things, new ways of approaching things. And when you think about it, who better to partner with than the animals? When you look at how animals adapt to transition and change, they really do a beautiful job of it, and have a lot less resistance to doing that than humans do. So I'm gonna, continue to take my cues from the animals, and I share that. I share animal inspiration. I send out a monthly Healing with Animals newsletter that has messages from the animals that you can sign up for on my Healing with Animals website. It's healingwithanimals.com. I also write a monthly inspirational blog. And so, stay tuned for what the animals share with me for how I can be of service. And the same thing holds true for you, because I think we're all here to be of service and to transform the world.
Absolutely. And I mentioned too that as we're building this directory, and we have a long way to go of where I envision it to be, but to change the world, it takes a village. And so I just want to say we're going to create one heck of a village. So we want to help a lot of people. So Jill, thank you so much. So everybody, this is going to be, our YouTube video. And so this will be titled, Jill Lauri and Healing with Animals. And so check it out. And then also look for Jill on our directory, and that is going to be out soon. So with that being said, we're going to say goodbye for now. Take care.
Thank you, Pam.
You're welcome.